How about this? The U.S. Park Police are...
Let's start by storming Blackgate!
What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is, of course, my review for God's Not Dead, We the People, which is the fourth entry in the God's Not Dead series. My relationship with this series is really quite simple. I still remember when God's Not Dead came out in 2014, and can't lie, I chose, I believe it was like Captain America, Winter Soldier, and like Draft Day over this. This came out during a time period where I didn't have like Movie Pass or AMC A-list. So I chose those over this movie, and then I just never really got around to watching it. And then I vaguely remember the second one coming out, still didn't watch it. And then the third one came out, and for some reason, when I saw the trailer for the third one, I was like, screw it, let me just go watch it. So I watched the third one in theaters, having not seen the first and second, and I didn't like it. I quite hated it. But I will say the experience was very much so memorable. Like, that is an experience that I will never forget, because when you see a Christian movie in theaters, the type of crowd that it brings about, it's really quite something. That was a similar circumstance with the movie Unplanned, which I also really hated, but that was an experience I'll never forget. This was a movie that when I heard about this fourth entry, I was saying to myself, okay, I'm looking forward to actually watching this. But then I heard that it was a 3-day fandom event where fandom was going to be associated with AMC. They were going to be playing for 3 days only. And I was like, okay, so that means I got to see it one of those 3 days. But the problem is it wasn't included with AMC A-list. And I was like, so I have to go out of pocket? And I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing it. It's probably going to get a wide release after that. And of course it didn't. I was quite surprised by it because these are movies that do make money. Like, these are movies that don't cost that much, but they do bring in quite a bit. So I was quite surprised by that. And then I started getting ads seeing that it was going to be on PureFlix, which I've heard about for PureFlix for quite a while, but I did not know that they had their own website of streaming service and everything. So I decided to get it for free in terms of like the streaming, the 7-day free service. And I watched it today. And I have to say, I'm glad I didn't spend money on this movie. I'm glad I used a free trial, because this movie, it's the worst in the series. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I'm actually glad not only that I got the free trial, but also that I was able to watch it at home and was able to take notes. I took quite a lot of notes. For some reason, the first and second entry, I also watched it at home, but I didn't take notes. I think just because it gave me headaches, both movies. But this one, I was just in that mood where I was like, let me just write all this stuff down. And I'm going to tell you guys some of the stuff I wrote down that's actually in the movie. I have my laptop out. This is my review on Letterboxd. I'll leave you guys the link so you guys can read my full review. But let me read some of these things that are actually in this movie. And because some of you guys probably aren't even going to watch this movie. Screw it. Number 1, other countries look towards America. Always. Okay? Number 2, apparently the main public school worker in the movie hates parents teaching theology and emphasizes the use of pronouns, which apparently isn't a good thing. Number 3, working single moms are bad because they're working and providing for their kids. 4, working single moms not going to church for 6 months is bad. 5, working single moms potentially having been divorced is bad. Number 6, there's a war on homeschooler parents teaching about religion. Oh, please. Free speech is apparently being attacked. Court system is villainous towards Christian parents. Accredited schools are bad. Homeschool parents know better. Faith is tested once you're close to death. Let that sink in. Next up, we have homeschooling Christian parents shouldn't subjugate their kids to knowledge about birth control. And on top of that, public schools teaching about birth control is bad. Let that sink in. Spending thousands of dollars in fines to teach your kids instead of people that went to college degrees, aka teachers, teaching, and guess what? You're already being taxed for that. So, I think that's quite interesting. If America doesn't fight for their freedom, then we'll continue to get closer to China. Because in that country, they ban homeschooling. And if parents decide to go against the government and homeschooling their kids, they have to do it underground in secret. Now, that especially disturbed me because there is very few minority characters in this movie. But one of the minority characters said that, and I was like, they are clearly trying to reach here. Next up, your kid going to public school is a bad idea because he might get a special education and have a one-on-one teacher, which means that he might end up exactly like the public schools branded him as, special. Seriously, you can't make this crap up. That actually offended me. I do not get offended. I really don't. But that offended me because I personally little bit of background information for you guys. I actually was homeschooled. I was homeschooled, and then I went from being homeschooled to going to a Christian school, to then from going to a Christian school to then a public school. So I know the transition process, and I personally did have, the type of situation where I did need a one-on-one teacher. And I can't lie, a one-on-one teacher really helped me out because I was really able to integrate with the rest of the classroom. Otherwise, I probably would have fallen behind because there's a lot of material that you cover in the classroom, at least a good classroom. So for me to hear this, that saying to get a special education isn't good, screw you. This is a terrible movie. But I want to continue onwards in case you guys aren't convinced that the story, message, themes, plot, characters, this is all leading up to this stuff that you're hearing. Some of this is literally verbatim from the movie. I kid you not. Some of it I literally played back and literally did quotes of because I was like, are you serious? I'll name a couple others, and then you guys can read the rest on my Letterboxd review if you guys want. Another one, apparently this whole movie, it's not about public school versus homeschooling, and instead it was about removing rights from Christians. I can't. For some reason, and again, I grew up in this environment, and I myself was this individual. Christians are not being persecuted, at least not in America. They're really not. In fact, most people, at least to some extent, have a denomination of valuing themselves as a Christian. So, in point of fact, no, nobody's attacking Christians in America. So it's like to have this integrated fear of it's like, oh, we might become like, the end times and everything. It's like, no. Shut the front door, relax. That's not the case at all. Jeez. And then another thing I'll leave on this note. Government wants to create legislations to kick the doors in our homes. Oh, please, sod off. No, that's not the case at all. Again, if you believe in all this stuff, and if you believe in this, if you believe in this crap, that's on you. And that's your beliefs, whatever the case may be. But for myself, again, knowing the knowledge that I have of homeschools, Christian schools and public schools, literally having experience in all three of those aspects, I'm just saying, to have this whole pitfall of public school versus, homeschooling, it's not really an actual battle. Nobody is out to get homeschoolers. Just like all these other entries, they have it where it's like, oh, the court's against these teachers, which is kind of ironic that God's Not Dead 2 is against this one teacher, with free speech. And yet this entry is about how teachers, in schools are no-no. So I think it's very ironic. And then also, let's talk about the filmmaking. So the camera usage of this movie, I will say that the cameras that they used are a lot better than the previous entries, but this movie still is not good in terms of the camera movement. The lighting still is overblown in many instances. The acting is not good. The dialogue, the exposition, the themes, the messages, plot, story, villains, these are all one-dimensional. These are all very much so preaching to the choir. So if you are eating all this stuff up that I've mentioned, you are in for a field day. If you know, rightfully so, that all of this is not the case, then you're going to be like myself and you're going to want to bash your head in after watching this movie. Because for myself, I can't lie, God's Not Dead, We the People, I will be giving a 0.5 star out of 5. And holy cow, if you watch this movie, God bless you. Seriously, God bless you. This is not a movie. This is a propaganda piece. And if you are about this propaganda, that's on you and that's okay. But for myself, I'm done. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this review, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, comment section. Also, please, I've had in the past a lot of times when I review Christian movies, you'll have a lot of people that are in the comment section and just don't know the idea of civil discussion. Please, if you're one of those people, just sod off. Actually have a legit conversation down below. Please. It's 2021. Let's be nice. But anyways, again, subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.